Live. I greatly appreciate you tuning into Midday Market Report. I apologize for being a little late. I intended on started this about 8 minutes ago, or like 10. I don't even know. I think I said 2:32, so I'm a little late. When you have kids and it's around school time, sometimes you got to get things set up. The kids, Mimi just got here, so she's inside with our son, and Julie went to pick up the 10-year-old. So I got some free time here to do the Midday Market Report. Now we just got caught up when she was gone, and I was waiting for their Mimi to get here. So they love their Mimi, so it makes it very nice and easy. So please make sure to hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Gold going to close over 2K to end the month. It'll be the first time ever. I know. I'm very excited. That is one of the big things we're going to talk about today. It's also another big reason why you see like commodities. I have B2 Gold on there, why it continued to move up, even though we're getting a small retracement. I think something big's in store. Please make sure to hit that like button so we can have more people push through the algorithm, especially with, the likes. It helps push through the analytics, and it'll help juicify that algorithm. But not just that, please share this far and wide on social media. Those shares really help. YouTube loves it. If you are sharing it, they will be more willing to put me through the recommendations, and the recommendation equals more viewers. So please join the other 19,000 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. Mitchell, welcome in. CJ2 Pilot, Taki, David Kennedy, Mo, welcome in. Yes, indeed, hit that like button. Some might say, Tom, why are you outside? It looks windy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for once in Michigan, with December tomorrow, it's 50 degrees right now. So it feels like the middle of fall, actually, for the spring. So it feels great. We've been dealing with like the low 20s, high teens the last couple weeks. So it was nice. I walked to the gym today, did a nice workout. So anyhow, let me timestamp this. Good mid-afternoon, 2:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, November 30th, 2023. Last day of November. Fun fact. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So we got the daily candle, or the monthly close coming here on a lot of things. Gold, one of them silver, and gold for the first time in the history, as somebody's already said it. It would close over $2,000 an ounce. Now, I don't know about you, but if you want to look for bullish momentum ending the month of November going into 24, that's a way to do it. Right now, we've got the Dow Jones staying exactly on track like we expected, working its way up to this 36,000 area, roughly 36,100. And if this played true and you were to get a bounce over the top, which I'm not going to act like you're not going to get any level of consolidation, but what's happening is, what did we talk about year-end? There's three things you can never ignore. One, year-end bonuses for the executives. Two, year-end price on stocks. Three, Q3 earnings. What do all three of those things have in common? Well, the one is the executives and the big guys getting their big bonuses, but the other two are what are the qualifications to get that big bonus. Q3 has to end on a bang with earnings, so they'll have it down, Q1 and 2, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, look at that reversal in Q3. Well, their big bonus is based off of Q3 earnings and end of year stock price. You betcha. So all these things and more are the reason why. Wow. Well, I would have done the same thing. He didn't stop soon enough to go through the red light, so he tried. Looked like he had a big heavy load on the back. But yep, just went through the red light, but at least he didn't hit anybody, but could have been bad. But yeah, 41,915 is firmly within grasp. If we break over this, we would have one pivot point above that could stop us at 39,000 or 36,986, and that's a nice pivot point from prior in the pattern. And what could very well happen if we break to the top side, we could get a nice rally, and then it does this and then consolidates out and boom. So if we have a nice rally to end the year, and then from start of the year we come back down and consolidate, well, we can't come down too far. It's an election year. We forgot. So then it would just reverse back up. Remember, election year is very good for the stock market. Very easy to manipulate the big time and the small guys by making them think the stock market is higher than it really is. The US dollar currency index is up 62 cents today at 103.45. Was anybody here yesterday when we talked about this beautiful DXY and what it was going to do today in the daily? Does anybody remember? Retest the golden or the death cross where it's about to happen. So is this any surprise for us if it wiggles its way up to like 104.20 and then pushes down? No. And it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody else. That's where the bearish cross happened. Death cross. So that's just standard operating procedure. This is what you need to happen. This doesn't look like an overly bullish candle. But could it work its way back up to test that death cross? You better believe it. And it would work its way right into the 200 day. And assuming that they can't do any kind of artificial pumping. But remember, the Fed doesn't pay taxes anymore on their profits. Whether through government bonds, through the stock or crypto, they're exempt. You can thank whoever passed that bill to expand the debt ceiling and to give money to, for the war in Israel. But when they expanded it this time, that was one of the conditions. So that's never good. Mario, welcome in. Rockin' XRP Painter, thank you so much for making it in as well. Michael Winther, good afternoon. David says, fire indeed. Mitchell, good evening. I think I said hi to you, but I figured I would say it again. Mark James, how are you doing, my friend? I'm glad to see you in here as well. It's a very important day today. We're almost to where I want to get to, which is gold and silver, but we got to work down in unity. So the U.S. 10-year with the U.S. dollar going up, is it any surprise? No. And now if we go into the daily, same thing. Now we have a bearish cross here. What's the odds that we come up here to like 4.4? I don't even know if we can get that high, to be honest with you. Let's go to the 4-hourly. I guess maybe we could if it wants to retest up here. That does put you within the plus minus. Let's go to the 2-hour. We're on top of the 2-hour. So if we're looking at this realistically, unless we get rejected on the 4-hourly. If we get rejected down here, which it looks like we're starting to break out just a little bit at the end of the week, 4.33, but the breakout is nothing more than a back test. And it really does. It's not that it doesn't have to, but it could come up to the 100. It could do a little. That's why I did this for the little retest up here. But it doesn't have to. It could just break down. We are looking to come down now that it's broke here. I think if it's going to come back up, I think they're going to dump it down a lot, put in that inverted head. I really do. And that what we're on right now will be an inverted left shoulder if it plays out like I'm thinking. And then in time we'll bounce out because I really think that these interest rates are going to get back to double digits. A lot of people say, Tom, it can't happen. The banks will all collapse. No. Remember what Obama put into place in 2011, my friends. He covered the banks by calling it a bank bailout instead of a bank. The last time they ever did a bank bailout was in 2011, or the last financial crisis about 12 years ago. Now it's called a bank bailout, and that means any money you have in there, if they deem it, there's a 5% covering fee to help make sure the banks stay afloat. They take 5% out of your funds. Whether you have $100 or $1 million, you'd be susceptible for a 5% bank bail-in fee. They won't call it a fee. They'll just say, this is how we're going to keep the bank open. And would you rather have 95% of your money or none of your money? And what are you going to say? Hi, Tom Cryptonimus from the Twitter here. Much health to you and the loved ones, brother. Hey, I remember that name. I'm like, when you first said that, I'm like, I know that name. Where the hell you're on Twitter? I recognize that name. Excellent. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. I apologize, I'm not on Twitter as much as I probably should be, but there's so many bots on Twitter, it drove me insane. Like, I can't get excited about a product where 55% of the viewers are bots. So, maybe one day that'll change, but I don't know, it always rubbed me the wrong way. Whenever I post something, 37 things of spam come in, so, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a good platform to get information out and to receive it, though. I do like that aspect of it a lot. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing with the U.S. government. I think this is what is most likely to happen. I don't really see a way that it comes back down here. I think we've started a new uptrend, and then eventually it's going to break on out. But that remains to be seen. I really think we're going to go back into the Paul Volcker years. And if you don't know who that is, go back. It's basically Jerome Powell, decades in advance of Jerome Powell. Go back to the mid-'80s, late 80s, when he raised interest rates out the wazoo. I think we're going to go back to the Volcker years. I do. I mean, you're talking we should be up here. We've had a huge descending channel that brought us lower than our all-time lows in the interest rates. It's not okay. You can't go to zero and expect it not to go parabolic. So we can't even afford to pay the interest on our debt in this country. That is not good. Crude oil is at 76 bucks, down 2.15%. I said yesterday we can't really get excited because they have a year-end target, the U.S. government, at $70 a barrel. And now OPEC came out today and again validated what I keep saying. They're cutting oil production. They're cutting oil production. So the fact crude was going up made 0 cents. It has to keep coming, or the fact it's going down makes 0 cents. It needs to go up. If you have less reserves, the price got to be higher. The lower it is, the more affordable it is, and the easier it goes away. IRA back to St. Anima spaces after we moved to our own space. Wasn't my guy. Hold on, I got to finish reading that again. I got to wait for another comment. I don't look at my phone anymore because I like to keep it in the flow of the show. So with crude oil, just watch this $77 level. Look at that gigantic W. It makes perfect sense that they did what they did end of year. That we could put this nice inversion in. But I'm telling you, at some point, and that's a nice bullish Dartley, at some point, we're going to meet the sun. Maybe not up to $300 a barrel. But we're coming up here at some point. I know it. At some point, we've got to come up. That's why I keep saying 145. But we've got a big rounding on the bottom here. And this pattern started in 22, early 22. Even if you just come up here, it's 130. So we've got a big reversal to take place in crude. In fact, I'm going to start looking at different oil stocks that pay dividends that I believe will be around. And I'm going to start looking into it. I've got about $1,000 right now that I could put into oil. I've got $4,000 in value right now in my B2 Gold. It's up about, I don't know, 400 and something, almost 500 bucks. I bought it at 298. It's at 339. And I bought 1,012 point something shares, but I spent $3,588. And it pays yesterday it was at 4.82% dividend. So it should settle when it's proper around 4.4. Sometimes it goes all the way up as high as 6.2. Right now we're still in a desirable level at 4.85 or 4.82. But anyhow, the gold silver ratio right now, long leg doji here. I don't think that this is a surprise. In fact, I think this could continue pulling down on the monthly just a little bit if it wants to. That's why you're getting a nice breakdown today, because it's the monthly candle closing. And I think we're in tune for possible reversal here. Possible reversal, and if it does, at some point we're going to come back all the way down to 42. But you have to break your extension level. And as long as we don't break 79 to 1, it's still all good. It's still all good. It's in the extension on the wicks. It's all good still. Makes me wonder if Buffett will be adding more. You never know. I got to finish reading that one comment. I apologize. I completely forgot. Gold's at 2,036. It's down $8 today. Nothing major, down 0.4%. But as I've been stating, that monthly candle close is in a perfect spot now. With the monthly close, gold's never closed over $2,000 for all-time highs. So the first time this is going to happen is the end of November here. And the daily candle closes, well, it's not today, tomorrow. I don't know why I keep saying today, but on Friday, 1 day and 2 hours. Unless we have a massive reversal here, it looks like it's cementing itself for a 2,000 close. And if we do come down to around 2,000, we put in a nice inverted hammer candle here as well. What's the ironic thing is, it can come all the way down to 2008 and do this perfectly. So would I be surprised for a little retracement tomorrow? Absolutely not. In fact, I'm calling for it. I would at least be expecting it. Not necessarily calling for it, but think of the DXY retracing up and trying to see if the rejection is for real, to see if that death cross will occur and be played true. You got to have the rejection now, and we showed it to start this. So for that, things like precious metals might come down a little bit. That doesn't mean the commodity price will, because as you can see, B2 Gold's going without gold right now. It might not be up a lot, but it's up 1.04%. Speaking of B2 Gold, let's take a look at my friend. Remember what we talked about? For anybody who's in here, and I appreciate the 49 of you sticking this out. I know midday market reports for some aren't fun. I find it really, really enjoyable, and I also find a lot of information being had here. Remember what we talked about? Was anybody in here that's in here right now? And please hit that like button. That's the one way to get this out. If you don't want to hit the like button, you can always send a YouTube super chat if you appreciate my diligence, or join Tom's Army. But I refuse to ever charge for any of my content. I've not missed a day since March of 2021, and I don't charge for anything. I don't do paid promotions, advertisements, or sponsorships. I don't believe in it. Unless I have something more to offer than just my opinion. I don't really think I should be making money off of each and every one of you. So if you want to send a, YouTube super chat and or join Tom's Army, that's different. If I make advertising revenue because YouTube shows ads, so be it. It's right around 900 to 1,000 per month, roughly. It can always be transparent. I would love to see it go to 2,000 or 3,000 a month, but that would take, 2 to 3 times the views I get. So we'll see what happens in time. But gold, inverted head and shoulders, and we said we're not willing to risk the fact that, sure, on a bear flag, technically, it could have come down, but we weren't willing to risk that. We were not willing to risk this. Remember what I kept saying? So be it. If we have to sell it when it comes back down through our buy-in right here at $2.90, if it came through, so be it. But we were not willing to risk it because we know if it retakes this like it looks like it, we're up to the 200 day. So that's our last obstacle. So now we should come down to about 3. It might not even do that though, because we already retested this down here. But our next big move's up to $4. I don't know about you, but $3,588 investment from $298 going up to $4. That's 34% roughly. So on 12%, I'm up over 400. Well, 12.5, it's like 4. I don't even know. Now it's probably 13%. I can look. But I'm trying to get an estimation here because some people say, well, Tom, if crypto's doing bad, how can you possibly make money? Well, do I ever say I'm just a crypto guy, or do I show you every single day and do my due diligence? So that $3,588 is up 13.8%. It's up $495. So if you put it up 33, this will be easily a $1,400, $1,500 trade, even if I have to sell it. So to me, that's not chump change. That helps push. That helps you have a better perspective of what you need to do. And then if it breaks out, I'm not willing to really sell these unless they force me like it did before. It forced me here. It forced me here. Everybody knows it forced me. I didn't want to. Now it's going to come up again. This time, just like this time, we created an inversion, but now this time we actually came down for that liquidity, and gold's doing it at the same time. This is well behind gold. Gold's at all-time highs approaching, and yet we're still, and this is the beauty of this with commodities. It's the beauty of this. Holy smokes, 3 donations. Nick Morales, thank you so much for the $2.99. I greatly appreciate that, and I'll go through those in unity. Nick, I greatly appreciate you paying it forward. That means a lot to me when people do that. It really does. But if you look at this, even from where we're at right now, let's just say, where are we at about? We'll give it a little bit of credit. We'll say 339. I think it's 340, 339. Look where we're at. We're 122% away from all-time high still. Gold is within a few bucks of all-time highs. What do you think's going to happen to a gold mining company? Now, forget just the mining part of this. Now, let's look at silver so we can piggyback off of this. Silver is up 0.222. Now, well, it was. The Angels numbers, cents, and it's up 0.82% to $25.22. What's the one reason that I'm so hot on B2 Gold? I've always been, but even more now so than I've ever been before. B2 Gold this year mined their most silver they've ever mined, ever. Their new mine that they acquired is a rich mine. It's more rich in silver than gold. So now they're producing more silver than they've ever produced. And silver is expected to have the biggest boom we've ever seen. So when you start lining up that, silver's 50 or 100% move right now away from all-time highs. Let that sink in. It's a 100% move from all-time highs, and gold's within a few bucks. So is the ratio going to keep going up or going down? Is silver eventually just going to have a big burst here up to 28.84? You better believe it. You better believe it. To confirm this inverted head and shoulders here, and man, I love this. I think I show a lot of passion in the midday market reports because it's an undervalued topic, and I considered starting a channel just to do it there, and I said, you know what? Why waste my time? I put in all this work. So we're going to do the midday market reports. We're going to do the silver stacking videos. We're going to talk about gold and silver and commodities and precious metals and crude oil and the 10-year government bonds and the things we need to talk about on a daily basis. And you know what? Damn it, some of you have followed, and I really appreciate it. It really, like, nothing makes me feel better. Sips and Sticks, thanks for the $9.99. Appreciate the time you put in and the info you give. First super chat to the channel, and he does it on the midday market report. What a guy. Thank you, friend. Thank you so much. And there was one more donation, but I will get him in tune because I never like to have somebody piggyback off of somebody else's, because I think everybody needs to get their respect and their due diligence. So if this breaks, I mean, look at this. Look at this formation, ladies and gentlemen. Inverted head and shoulders, breaking up, confirmation out. I mean, we have this inverted hammer forming. If it pulls down, I mean, we might not even have to do that on the daily. We could have another nice candle tomorrow. But we're breaking out, ladies and gentlemen. We are breaking out. And if it continues, and this isn't a fake out, look out. Jesus Christ is Lord. God bless you, Tom. Appreciate you. Thank you for the $40 donation. Holy smokes. Amen to that. Don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And don't forget to be kind to each other. Do a kind act for somebody. Do something for somebody that you would do for yourself. But you know, you don't put yourself out there for no reason. It has to happen organically. Like, what I mean is, you're not walking down the street looking to help somebody. What you're doing, if you're walking down the street and you need somebody in help, or somebody who needs a lending hand, that's when you do it. If you're in a store and you see somebody who looks like a good person and you got a few dollars to spare and they're having a problem with their debit card at a like a checkout, a U-scan, and you can see they're stressed and they might have kids in the cart, maybe they need a few dollars, maybe it's cost $17 and to you it's nothing, that would be a good time to do it. I say the good time not to do it is if somebody has a flat tire, because you don't know somebody's ambition. What you can do is call a tow truck. You call a tow truck, don't mess with somebody else's property. But that's what I'm saying. So just made it, buy my silver on Uphold. If you take it out, do they send you real silver? No, it's not a dumb question, but honestly, you can do that. I know they do it with gold. I don't know how valuable or how present it is with silver, but with gold, you can do it throughout any country. But for my money and for my liking, you're going to get charged a little bit more through Uphold, I think, especially if you have it in the paper side. But you absolutely can hold it, and then you can deem it for gold if you own gold. I believe it's the same for silver. I've only ever talked about gold because I deep dive gold on there. But my personal thing, though, is I would probably stay out of that, and I would just go with the trusted bullion dealer. Jam Bullion if you're in the USA, Scottsdale Mint if you want to pay with crypto in the USA. Like that, Scottsdale Mint is a lifesaver. You can pay with crypto. I do it all the time when I buy silver or gold. They have beautiful bars. Jam Bullion when I do my fiat. They give you a great deal on crypto, so it's comparable to doing an ACH transfer. So you save a lot of money. But yeah, theoretically, you can redeem it. Now, are they going to have all of it on deck? Well, they get audited. It's on Uphold. You have to go through. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. But it's on Uphold. It's on Uphold. Let me see if I can find it. But it's one of the things I've always appreciated about them is that they have to have special licensing to be a bullion dealer. And then we got to talk about a catalyst, possibly. We don't know how it's going to work with Bitcoin, or if this is even going to be a catalyst, but... So, I believe it's under... I'm going to have to look at this more. I need to get on my tablet without you guys watching so I can type in some stuff. But if you... Theoretically... I'm going to try to get get a better answer because I have not personally tried to do it yet. But hypothetically, if you own gold and they're a bullion dealer, you can turn it in. So when you buy it, there should be an option somewhere on Uphold. I have not bought silver or gold through Uphold. Maybe that'll be my journey. Maybe that'll be my journey. I'll send a couple $100 from another crypto exchange that I built up funds. And maybe I'll send it over there and try to buy a little bit of bullion and see what happens. Maybe that'll be my next venture. But yeah, I'm not going to give you an improper response or a link that I'm just going to type out in front of you. I would rather do a little more research so I can give you a proper response. If that's not good enough, I apologize, but I'm not somebody to give you fake information without checking it out firsthand. So hopefully I'll be able to come up with something in the very near future on these midday market reports. Just keep asking, please. Keep asking when I come on so you can remind me. That's the first thing I'm going to do when I log off. Thank you so much, Sips and Sticks. But I'm curious myself now, to be honest with you. No problem, Devin. Yeah, and if anybody finds the link, please don't hesitate to share it either. You can always send it to my email. That's strutrugali@gmail.com. That's strutrugali@gmail.com. Oh, yes, that's strutrugali@gmail.com. I came up with that my first day on YouTube, and I like that name. I don't know what strutrugali means, but it sounds good. Sounds like an Italian strut or some kind of pasta or something, or baista. Well, you don't know what baista is, but that was my family called it. So, yeah, that's the midday market report. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Is this hitting home? Thank you, Sips and Six. I appreciate that. Is this hitting home? And first donation, that last donation as well was a first donation. I want to see that now. I would feel bad if I don't get to see the name because I think it's going to pass it up. I seen the name, but I talk so much. I got all three names cluttered in my head now because three people were very generous and said a donation almost at the same time. So, I mean, I don't even know how to properly thank people when they do that except by being here each and every day and being somebody you can count on to bring the information up or down, left or right, and, you know, no matter what. CA, thank you so much for that. It was CA. Thank you so much. Amen to that. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it. So, the only other thing is it's being confirmed now. I've seen it on Uphold. I've seen it in other places. So, MicroStrategies, look at the amount of Bitcoin they bought. I didn't want to share it this morning. I said I would wait. But watch this. Not BTF. Bitcoin for Christmas. MicroStrategy buys another 600 million in Bitcoin. What do you think about that? So MicroStrategy bought nearly 600 million Bitcoin in less than 1 month. Does this sound to you that we're going to have a pump? Or now that we know about MicroStrategies, and this was nothing organic about this, as the single largest holder of Bitcoin piled on a ridiculous amount, do we think that plays more credence in the fact that we have diagnosed a much bigger broadening wedge here now? Does that mean it's going to fail now? And we're going to have like a 50% collapse? Like, I want to know. Are we destined for 42,663? Or is my understanding of what I'm seeing in this 10-day consolidation roughly, actually it's been about 16 days, is this warranting me making this an expanded broadening wedge? I want to know what you guys think, and then I used it here as well. Proper support, proper resistance, only needs 2 hits on each side. Each side becomes much more volatile. This was a short pattern. I want to know, does that make sense, or am I completely out of my mind? Am I completely out of my mind? And then I'll let this be because I've overstayed my welcome. But I think if we break down, that's not a good sign, and we need some catalyst to break us over this. It's never the right spot to be on the outside looking in when you're fastly approaching a Bitcoin ETF, but we also have to deal in rationale. And what I'm seeing in Bitcoin to end the week, that, my friends, is the big question. Is this daily candle bearish, or is it trying to be a hold candle? Right now, the life of it, it's trying to be a hold candle. It never lost 37,500 from what I remember. It's trying. XRP's trying. And if you didn't see the update earlier, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. XRP could be putting in a hammer candle here in the daily secretly. And it's bearish right now. But if XRP closes over 604, I'll consider that a win. I really would like to see it close higher up towards 608 on top of it. But as long as XRP can give me the sanity today of closing above that 604, I'll call it a win. Because right now we're dealing with something bad. Death cross happened that we talked about yesterday, and it happened today. However, that's a lagging indicator. So is it any surprise to me that we're maybe putting in a long leg doji here very secretly to reverse back up here to start the next daily? Maybe not. Maybe that's all by design, and now because of the lagging indicator, people think we're going to break down, and now it would be a perfect time to rally up. Something's got to give here, though. If we break down, you got 58 cents as a very strong layer of support. After that, 55 cents. If you break up, we've got some movement. We've got some movement, and it would be fantastic. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this midday market report, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel and joining the over 19,000 subscribers I know, as well as you. That's crazy that we have that many now as we approach 20,000 into the new year. If you're looking to trade XRP, video description below, you can find several different exchanges that I use personally to save on spot fees, and if you want futures. Other than that, if you want to show us support over the top, you can always join Tom's Army to do what these fine gentlemen have done. The three of them in this update, or this live, they shared a YouTube super chat, which I appreciate more than anything. And then besides your viewership and your friendship, hopefully. But share this far and wide on social media, and please like this. Have a blessed afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you all. CJ2 Pilot, have a